Welcome to Flawless Shoe Reviews. Today I'm comparing the Brooks Ghost Max 3 with the Brooks Ghost 17. Apart from their name, they have very few similarities. I'm going to break down the key differences in the performance, fit and feel so you have a better idea of which one works best for you. If we look at the Brooks Ghost Max 3, it has the upgraded DNA Loft V3 nitrogen injected midsole compared to the V2 that we saw in the Ghost Max 2. So it feels completely different underfoot, it's better absorbing impact when you initiate contact with the heel, and it's a bit bouncier and springier when you go to push off. We've got a similar type of cushioning in the Ghost 17, however, as it has much less cushioning, 36.5mm in the rear foot, 26.5 in the forefoot, it feels different, it's a lot bouncier, a lot springier and a lot more responsive than what we get in the Ghost Max 3. So it has a 10mm drop in contrast to the 6mm drop in the Ghost Max 3, so that's the difference in height from the back to the front of the shoe. And the Ghost Max 3 is also a lot heavier of a shoe, coming in at 306 grams in a size 9 men's US versus 286 grams in the Ghost 17. So less cushioning, bigger drop and a lighter shoe that's more responsive and bouncy underfoot in the Ghost 17. And I'll touch on how that affects it when it comes to running and when it comes to walking. But I just want to move along the shoe and talk a little bit about the geometry. So we've a bit more of aggressive of a heel bevel and a 4-foot rocker in the Ghost 17, and that just facilitates a smoother and faster transition from the back to the front of the shoe. That's one of the perks of the 17. However, underneath the Ghost Max 3 you've got a really broad base of support. So you can see the difference between the two shoes. It's much wider throughout the whole shoe in the Ghost Max 3. As a result, it increases the amount of contact that you have with the ground, inherently making the shoe a lot more stable. It also has a really wide sidewall on the inside of the shoe and the outside of the shoe, whereas we've got much smaller sidewalls on the inside and outside of the Ghost 17. Sidewalls come up, wrap around your foot, help to keep you centered in the shoe as you move, and it's coupled up with a really rigid heel counter on the Ghost Max 3, whereas we've got a lot more flexibility in the Ghost 17. Now, a heel counter wraps around your ankle, again helping to control those pronation moments when you initiate contact with the ground. As we move towards the top of the shoe, we've got a much wider toe box in the Ghost Max 3 in the normal fit. It's a bit more tapered of a fit in the Ghost 17, so this comes around and narrows a little bit earlier. It comes in a wide version, as does the Ghost Max 3 for those of you who need it. We've got nice padded tongues on both, and we've got plenty of cushioning around the heel cup with a little bit more on the Ghost Max 3. So when it comes to standing for long periods of time, kind of day-to-day use, both of them can be used for this type of activity. If you're looking for a really broad, stable platform, perhaps you're an orthotic user, then the Ghost Max 3 is an excellent option. If you want a shoe for standing around or for walking for long periods of time that's light and nimble, then you might prefer the Ghost 17. Important to keep in mind, if you have a 10mm drop, it can put extra pressure on the forefoot for those of you who have sensitivity there. If you've got issues around hallux limitus, hallux rigidus, well then the lower drop and the really stiff 4-foot rocker on the Ghost Max 3 could be the better option for you. When it comes to running, well, the Ghost Max 3 is definitely for those easier runs, more recovery runs. It's a little bit slower at transitioning from the back to the front of the shoe, a little bit heavier, and therefore it struggles with those faster workouts. The Ghost 17 is more of an all-rounder. It can do your easy runs, recovery runs, it can do all the way up to marathon distance and even some early up-tempo workouts. So not necessarily a race-pace shoe for 5 to 10k workouts, but it can generally do most types of training. So if you have any questions on them, drop in the comment section below. Got links to them if you want to check out the latest prices on Amazon. Otherwise, if you found the video helpful or interesting, please like, share and subscribe, as it makes a massive difference to the channel.